Moin Moin und herzlich willkommen bei notforbroadcast. Das Spiel ist, ich weiß gar nicht ganz genau wann, Januar glaube ich, 2022 oder so rausgekommen. Es ist schon zweieinhalb Jahre alt. Dem geht es darum, ich weiß gar nicht, in was für ein Genre ich das Spiel einordnen soll, darüber Entscheidungen zu treffen, was im Fernsehen läuft und was nicht. Das geht größtenteils so auf politische Sendungen und Nachrichtensendungen und sowas, schätze ich mal. Aber jetzt geht es nicht um irgendwie das Sonntagsnachmittagsprogramm, sondern halt um wichtige Themen, sage ich mal. Ich hoffe, dass es so von den Einstellungen her, vom Audio und sowas alles passt. Ich schraube das so mal einen Ticken runter. Werde ich mir dann nach der ersten Folge einmal alles anhören. Ich habe gerade schon einmal reingehört, sollte soweit eigentlich, glaube ich, passen. Ich habe keine Ahnung, wie lange das dauert. Vielleicht ist es auch schon nach 2 Stunden zu Ende oder so. Wir werden sehen. Ich fange jetzt einfach erstmal an. Ja, DLCs gibt es auch schon. Ich habe mir aber erstmal das normale Spiel geholt. Bin da auf Instagaming drüber gestolpert für einen lächerlichen Preis von 1,50 oder so. Dachte mir, gut, da kannst du auf jeden Fall mal reinschauen. Ja, Kampagne, Spielername. Zack. Fortsetzen. Story-Modus. Nicht übertragen intern. Die Mechanik. Empfohlen. Ansage: ein ausgewogenes Erlebnis. Mechaniken der Nicht-Übertragung und Zuschauerquoten sorgt für eine angemessene Herausforderung. Eine echte Herausforderung Benutzer definiert. Wir nehmen einfach mal empfohlen.
That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
Es ist auf jeden Fall sehr laut. Das war laut. Tag 1. Die Wahl. So, das hier ist also unser Hub. Telefon. Nach rechts. Mit D, okay.
Hi David, I have a call for you. I'm just putting it through.
Okay.
Right, mate. Dave here. Listen, I know you've only come in to clean up the place, but I've got a bit caught up, so you're gonna have to run the news tonight. Now, don't worry, it's not hard, and I'm gonna stay on the phone and help you. First, I'm gonna give you a quick tour of the broadcast room, so if you're not doing it already, look forwards towards all those screens. Right,
okay.
Look up at the top. That coloured bar is your audience. You want to keep the viewers
grün, das ist gut.
up and not down. Underneath that, you've got the screens. The one on the right is the broadcast screen. That's what the viewers are seeing at home. It's only a couple of seconds behind the master screen there in the middle. That's the one you control. Now, the 4 small screens on the left show the different signals coming from the studio, and you can choose between them using the numbered buttons on the vision mixer at the bottom left. Don't worry, I'll talk you through it and you'll pick it up in no time. Now, have a look to your left.
Oh God.
These plugs control everything in the studio. I've left them set up for you, so provided you haven't fiddled with them, all you have to do now is throw the master trip switch and we're in business. Once you've got the power on, face the front again. You can see on the broadcast screen that we're in the end titles for the show before us. Fortunately, they go on for fucking ages, so there's plenty of time for me to explain. Oh, right, okay.
Wir sind gleich live.
Now till the broadcast. Right, quickly, mate, look down under the desk. You can see a load of videotapes on the left. They're your adverts.
Mein Salat, warum trainiere mit herzlich, der folgte mir, Alan James.
Done that, look up to the front again.
Achso, ich muss alle 3, oder? Ja, okay. Und der folgt, besuchen Sie. Komm, wir besuchen mal Bamni.
Right, won't be long now till the signal starts coming through from the station. Stay on your toes. All the bigwigs are in tonight because of the election, so we better not make any mistakes.
Okay.
When you get the signal, select screen 1 with the vision mixer and we're ready to go.
Prawn and mayonnaise?
You know, seafood makes me go out in costumes.
Yeah, thought it might increase our viewing figures.
Every day. You offer me prawns every day.
10 seconds, everybody. That's how I show love.
You're trying to kill me.
And yet you persist, going in 5, 4.
Good evening.
On
I'm
air.
Jeremy Donaldson. Our main stories tonight.
Okay, we're all good. Next thing is going to be to throw the news titles on screen too.
Okay.
There'll be a countdown, but I'll count you in as well. Just relax, mate. It's all gravy.
Buys Honest Andy's Totally Independent and corners the flowered market.
Das, okay, hier drücke ich mal lieber überall nicht drauf.
Popular footballer Johnny Hamsleeves.
Ah,
wins
Hamsleeves.
Sports Personality of the Year. And a spoonful of sugar. Megan will be chatting with
Gut, wie man hört, das Spiel gibt es nur, ich glaube, auf 3 Sprachen gab es das, Englisch und noch 2 weitere. Leider kein Deutsch, deswegen habe ich Untertitel eingeschaltet. Oh Gott, auf 2 passiert irgendwas. Muss ich gleich auf 2 drücken?
Button 2 in 3, 2, 1, now. Lovely, mate.
Sehr gut.
Next thing is to throw back
Jetzt
the
was
Jeremy
trinkt.
with button 1 when that globe in the middle shrinks down and vanishes.
Wenn was? Verdammt, jetzt habe ich nicht gelesen. Wenn irgendwas shrinkt in der Mitte. Das da? Nee. Ich könnte ihn jetzt auch wieder reinschalten. Das wäre irgendwie lustig.
Here it comes. Switch to screen 1. Now, lovely, mate.
But first,
Ah,
the votes
okay.
are in, and it's a decisive win for advance.
We often get a bit of interference around this time, mate. Keep your eye on the machine at the bottom right. Use that slider that's flashing, or your scroll wheel to move the wave up and down, keeping the green bit in the white.
Ah!
But critics have accused him of a severe lack of actual policy and
Störung.
being deliberately vague.
So, alles wieder okay.
Opposition parties have
Nicht
also
okay, nicht okay.
to Advance's overwhelming mandate, but have yet to appear publicly.
Ist ja voll anstrengend.
However,
Alles wieder okay?
Right, it's going well. All you've got to do now is play the advert at the end of the segment. Make sure you don't play it too early or we'll all get fired.
Okay.
The clock at the top is counting you down to the advert. When it reaches 0, press one of the 3 play ad buttons over there at the bottom right. I normally play the first one at the first break and so on, but you can play them in any order you want.
Okay, wir fangen einfach mit A an.
As well, but keep your eye on the clock.
To hear the co-leader's acceptance speech.
And 3,
2,
1,
1.
advert.
1 minute back, everybody.
Jeremy, I need you to fill after the ads.
What? Why?
Wanker Snatch is running late.
Oh, I thought I'd ask him about the election.
Personally, I wouldn't try to confuse him with any big words.
That's the same policy we use with you.
I thought that was our little secret.
It's all right, he doesn't remember anything I tell him.
I'm deeply uncomfortable with your burgeoning friendship.
Okay. Okay. Segmentbewertung A+.
Made it to the first ad break. You're doing great, mate.
Okay.
But this is where it starts getting a bit trickier. This next sequence is
Oh,
what we call
God.
a multicam sequence because you're going to be cutting between
Oh,
multiple
God.
cameras to keep things interesting. A lot of it's down to personal taste, but here's 3 good rules of thumb. 1. Try and keep the shot on whoever is doing the talking. 2. Don't stay on the same shot for too long. 10
Okay.
seconds at the most.
Okay.
So if you're on the person who's talking, try and throw in the odd reaction shot or pull out to the wide shot for a bit just to keep it interesting. 3. Don't stay on reaction shots for too long.
Okay.
A couple of seconds is usually enough. Then the audience want to see who's doing the talking, yeah? Stick to these rules and you'll be fine.
Nein, gar
It's
nicht
not as
kompliziert.
complicated as it sounds. You've seen programs on television, haven't you? Make it look like those.
Okay.
Might as well get screen 1 selected now. No need to wait for the broadcast to start. Try and stay ahead, mate.
Quiet in the studio.
Thank you so much.
10 seconds, everybody.
Ich könnte was zensieren, okay. Es geht jetzt weiter. Ich habe leider nicht so viel Pause dazwischen, um irgendwas zu sagen, deswegen ich muss gerade sehr viel zuhören. Es geht weiter.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Later, we'll be hearing from shock election winners Advance. But first,
Get ready to go to Megan on screen 4.
is here with the star of both stage and screen. Megan?
Thank you, Jeremy.
Oh, war das gut.
Correspondent. And today I have a guest who starred in everything from Shakespeare
Right,
to
go
the
to Blunderclatch on screen 3 when she says his name.
by none other than Lawrence Blunderclatch. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh my dear, I do hope you believe me when I tell you that being with you.
Oder war das jetzt falsch? Ich weiß es
Switch
nicht.
to 2 for the wide now.
So,
May I say, having you here with us is among ours.
jetzt mal auf die 1
Right, now
schalten.
just try and stay on whoever's talking.
Latest movie, which is called The Medicated.
The medicated? Yes.
Wow, what was that like?
Well, as I said to Peter at the Rat, that's Peter Jensen, the director.
Give us a look at Megan's reaction. Lovely. Now back to Thunder Twat.
Was ist denn Bummelplatsch? War das der? Oh Gott.
I said to Peter, what a wild ride this has been. And you know what, Megan? I really meant that.
That is fantastic. And am I right in saying that the character you play in this movie is quite an academic one?
Absolutely right. A scientist.
Was that a challenge at all?
What exactly are you implying? But seriously, yes, you're right. It was a complete departure from my last starring role.
Ich kann mich überhaupt nicht darauf konzentrieren, was die sagen. Ich muss nur die ganze Zeit darauf achten, wer spricht.
Been on that shot a bit long.
Entschuldigung.
A love, of course.
Das war okay, nicht zu lange merken.
I think it's grossed over $1 billion, but obviously.
Kann die andere mal wieder was
It's a
sagen?
role that saw you scoop 2 Best Actor awards, if I remember correctly.
It's so sweet of you to mention it, but I really am not in it for the awards. Although
Das ist
those
gut.
3 little statues do take pride of place on my mantelpiece.
With all the others, I'm sure. So,
Alles gut soweit, alles gut soweit.
awards, what is it then that drives you?
That is a beautiful question, Megan, and not easy to answer. Like you, I'm afraid. Cut me, and I will bleed. And often, that's how
Back
it
to
is,
who's talking.
Entschuldigung.
isn't it? Bleeding,
Ich dachte, die reagiert irgendwie auf das, was er gerade sagt.
suffering for one's audience. I suppose in the end, I do it for the difference in
Remember the 10 seconds.
Ja, ist ja gut.
inspire
So.
the little people.
Das heißt, ich wechsle die ganze Zeit zwischen 2 und 3 dann einfach hinterher. So. Zurück auf 3.
And today, of
Auf 4.
course, we're in for some real change, it looks like, in the coming few months. What do you make of this historic election result?
Auf die 3. Das war doch gute Reaktion.
Well, now you're asking.
Ein bisschen hier overacted, oder wie heißt das?
Difficult, isn't it? Very difficult.
Auf die 2. Warum bored? Guck dir mal bitte an, wie viele Zuschauer wir haben.
Politics. That one should always
Niemals wird in der echten TV-Serie oder in einem, wie heißt das hier, in einem Interview.
Oh, well, don't worry, you won't do it again. Shit, he did it again. Okay, don't panic. I'll explain how to deal with swearing at the break.
Medicated
Okay, okay.
next week
Right,
around
they've swapped the shot of Jeremy on screen 1 for a VT of the movie clip. You'll get a countdown on the screen, but I'll just let Megan cue you in.
my character,
Okay,
Dr.
10,
Lodge
9,
Hammer,
8.
is faced with a decision that could affect humanity's very survival.
exciting stuff. Let's take a look.
Oh, war das gut.
Sure, looks like Blunderclash is losing it in the studio, but we ain't got time for that.
Doch, das will ich bitte, das will ich
It's a
senden.
bit trickier this time, mate. Use that little flashing joystick to the left of the knob, or hold down your middle mouse or Alt on your keyboard, and as the frequency changes, match it to the white bit by
Oh God.
dragging right.
You think I don't know that?
Now we're going to squash the frequency back by dragging left.
Aha.
We mustn't.
Oh, das geht schnell.
Dr. Lance.
Wie geht mein Mausplatz hier gleich aus?
Jubbly, mate. Next, we're going to change the amplitude. Same as last time. Little joystick or hold Alt or middle mouse, and this time push upwards.
You told me, but I didn't listen.
Warte, hä? Ach so. Ich muss den größer machen, das hab ich gerade. Okay.
Right, now let's match it back by going downwards.
Es kommt aber anscheinend nur so in Werbeunterbrechung oder sowas, wo ich nicht so viel auf die Bildschirme achten muss. Ich versuche irgendwas zu sagen oder kommentieren, aber... Hallo? Achso, es geht automatisch weiter.
Bloody perfect, mate.
Oh. So, das sieht gut aus.
At the end of the clip, you'll want to play another ad. Remember
Okay.
to use the clock at
Müsst-
the top to count your in.
Müsste bei mir nicht irgendwo so ein Plan stehen, was wonach kommt?
Right, I guess I better explain how to deal with bleeping out swear words. As you've probably noticed, the broadcast screen here is
Yeah.
about 2 seconds behind the master screen.
Ja.
When someone says a naughty word, the bleep button lights up.
Okay.
This. 2 seconds later, you'll hear that swear word going out on the broadcast, and you need to hold down the bleep button or the space bar on your keyboard
Was?
as long as the swear word lasts. It can take a bit of practice.
Tatsächlich.
Two things at once. Just stay calm and you'll get it. And if you can't tell when to bleep, just above the button, you'll literally be able to see the sound scrolling by. All you got to do
Ach so.
is over the red line. Simple. Of
Oh,
course, if you don't
Gottes
know it, you
Willen.
have to take your eye off the screens. That's why real professionals do it by ear. Most people like to have the volume of the broadcast screen a little bit below the master screen. Let's set it now. As you turn it up, you'll hear the advert getting louder.
Aha.
Good. It's set to start censoring. Like I say, it takes a little practice, but I'll help
okay.
you through it, and soon we'll have you bleeping like a pro. Remember, button lights up, count 1, 2, and hold it down.
Okay, ich verstehe das.
Remember to select screen 1 now that you've got the feed. Don't wait for the broadcast to go live. That's too late. You can use the number buttons on your keyboard, 1 to 4.
Running the country. Seriously?
Had worse. 5, 4,
Das
3.
2, 1. Zack.
Welcome back. And I'm told we can now go live to Advance headquarters, where the two leaders, Peter Clement and Julia Salisbury, are about to make their acceptance address.
Oh shit, he's pissed. Get ready to bleep.
Go for it, Pat.
Was musste ich zensieren? Ich habe nicht mehr irgendwas gehört.
Coming and, well, where do I start? What a day.
They said we couldn't do
They
it.
certainly did.
They used every dirty, low-down,
Ich hab das Gefühl, der ist voll.
bastard trick they had against us. But you,
Okay.
you saw right through their shite.
I'm sorry
Oh,
about
God.
language there.
Sorry about that. I've had a couple of celebratory pints. Makes me coarser than a granny's fanny.
Memorably put.
Nailed it.
But to be honest, who can blame Peter for celebrating? Throughout the campaign, you've heard us say that Advance are not a political party. A party is what you have when things are going well. When the country is suffering, you don't need a party. You need a team. A team that can change things. But today is day one of a new future. A better, fairer future. So perhaps we should all be celebrating.
Except for the rich. For them the party's over. They shouldn't be celebrating.
Ich hoffe, ich muss das hier niemals alles gleichzeitig machen, dann komme ich komplett durch.
Oh.
Ja, das war ein bisschen...
A bit long there, mate.
But
Ja, das war Reaktion.
came out here to address the nation, we used our executive power.
Warum ist ja so viel Fluchen, verdammt nochmal?
Some Wealth Act.
Warum glotzen die ganze Zeit einfach nur zu?
A definitive list of every person in
Glotzen
the
zu,
country
ich kann mich
with
hier
wealth
absolut...
and
Es ist alles viel zu viel.
Sag
Sag nix.
Because the likes of you and me are not welcome in their gated communities.
Tomorrow we will be introducing a sweeping reform of the tax system in this country. No more hiding wealth offshore, no more trust funds or creative accounting. A simpler, fairer, unavoidable set of tax laws.
So, all you bastard public school
Okay.
snobs have got nowhere.
Das war doch richtig gut, ich wollte schon sagen.
Earlier today, we revoked your passports. You want them back? You want to leave like you threatened before the election? That's fine. But first, you're gonna pay up. You're gonna pay back.
Advance are going to turn this country from a nation of warring individuals into a team. To properly fund health and education. To raise
Wenn er nicht redet, muss ich hier eigentlich nicht so doll drauf achten.
Said we'd have to raise billions. But you'll see when we've reclaimed what's ours, that's absolute ferret shite.
Da, ja, okay, das war
You
klar.
posh twats.
the people who
Okay.
pay you a pittance to serve them drinks in their private clubs.
Nein, den
The
wollte ich
people
haben.
whose children you raise.
So they've got
War das zu viel hin und her gewechselt?
richer.
Advance have this to say to you.
It ends today.
We are coming for your sports cars and your mansions and your
Bin dabei.
villas.
It ends today.
We will put the wealth of this country back where it should have always been. In the hands of
Oops.
the people who created it.
It ends today.
Yes, it ends today.
They're not the one
And
talking.
tomorrow, we'll start making it fair again. Just like we promised we would.
Falscher,
And
ups.
until then, ladies and gents, I suggest we all get pissed.
I can't argue with that. Thank you for your time.
Nice.
Well, an interesting acceptance speech there from the leaders of Advance. And our apologies for the...
Gott, ich muss auf 1 umschalten, er lag gar kein Finger drauf. Oh Gott.
If not,
Hoffentlich war das jetzt gleich irgendwie so ein Tag oder sowas.
so, as the country braces itself for new
Wehe, hier kommt jetzt noch
That's all
irgendwelche
from us
Faxen.
this
Hier
evening
kann ich
at the
den
National
stumm.
Nightly News. We'll be back tomorrow with
Ah.
full coverage of the first
Jetzt
day
wahrscheinlich gleich
on
nochmal
advance.
Werbung, ne? Ja.
I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Have a peaceful night.
Right, looks like you've got it now. Thanks for all the help, mate. I've got to go. Ferry's about to leave.
Boah.
I'll be coming back.
Kommen wir wahrscheinlich nicht zurück, was?
Old boring politics.
What? Er hatte...
Is this some weird
hat
fever dream? Am I
aufgelegt.
dying now or something?
You should be so lucky. I'll see you tomorrow night.
Not going for a drink?
Nope, got a date.
Lucky you. Try not to get murdered.
Aha. Übertragung abgeschlossen. Herausforderungsraum freigeschaltet. Fortsetzen. Ja, bevor wir hier fortsetzen, ich würde sagen, ich mache einen kleinen Cut rein. Ja, ich weiß nicht, ob sich das Spiel so gut eignet, um da Videos zuzumachen, weil ich halt nicht so viel wirklich zum Reden komme. Da kommt zwar auch nichts Schlaues bei raus, aber trotzdem. Aber es ist halt echt auf 10.000 Sachen gefühlt gleichzeitig achten, wobei das hier jetzt ja gerade alles nacheinander abgearbeitet wurde. Ich kann mir vorstellen, dass das später alles gleichzeitig kommt. Mal schauen. Naja, ich bedanke mich auf jeden Fall wie immer fürs Einschalten, falls sich das hier wer angeguckt hat. Und wünsche euch noch einen schönen Morgen, Mittag, Abend, Nacht, was auch immer. Und hoffe, dass man sich bei einem anderen Video mal wieder sieht. Und damit bin ich raus. Ciao.